iRacing right now.
He's got traction, he's got everything outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson! Anderson's up top!
Oh my god! Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Second very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly.
Oh, there we go! Oh no!
That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my god!
God, what?
Well, if last night was anything to go by, there was so much that could be done to create brilliant, brilliant memory. This track proved once again just how amazing it was, and the best bit, we get to do it all over again. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to your V8 Supercar series. Welcome to the iRacing Esports Network. This is a SimSpeed TV presentation here of coverage of your top split action here this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are around the world. I'm Jake Sperry, Nick Skarajev, alongside me here in the commentary box for what will be some amazing action around this Motorsport circuit here in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. Nick, this is a beautiful track for racing. It is all about momentum. It's about high speed. It's about carrying through every corner. And when you look at going up and getting those moves done, this is a place where if you're within a range, you can get a move done. If you're not within that range, you very quickly find yourself back in a different pack. As we look over at qualifying, Jordan Caruso currently top of the times.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jake. I was lucky enough to watch Scops last night, and yeah, so much overtaking, so much action on track. So yeah, really excited to see what's coming along tonight.
Exactly. See the time all across the screen. Adam Briggs currently in 4th position at this moment. They get 2 laps or 8 minutes, whichever comes first in terms of settling those times and putting them all together up on screen. This is Thomas McMillan trying to make a push to the line. Full grid, 32 cars here today, so this is going to be jam and packed, and McMillan crosses the line and does go 21st with that one going over. This is Brady Myers, who had a pretty decent run last night, looking to improve on times here going across the line, but does not for the time being. So he will have to sit and wait in tow for this. But it's Caruso down from Blacklock Briggs, and then Jared Filsell. They're in position at number 5. Few surprises then when it comes to qualifying so far.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jake. The grid being really tight together. So yeah, like all the way to 10th is only just over 0.3 of a second. It's a super short track, so yeah, there's ample opportunity for these drivers to get a lap in.
Absolutely there is, and of course it's all about getting those times up together and making sure it works. This is Greg Sharp in the Stealth Simforce car trying to make this push over and get some improvements here, and crossing the line does not get those improvements, stays in 29th position at the moment. This is Josh Morris in 30th. He's 1.2 off of the pole position right now on a 17.3, his best at the moment, through the final corner in the Mustang, trying to get everything all sorted together. And will this be a jump up the order? It's a 17.217, so that should give a little bit. It gives a position, so that's going to be very useful. And it's all about these teams trying to find that pace, which they know they have. And one of the good things about racing like this coming out of a Scops weekend, Nick, is the fact that everybody has put in a boatload of practice for this week.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And also the Aussie Car Series earlier on last week as well. So yeah, such a small track, so many laps being done by all these drivers here.
Absolutely, and here's the push then for car number 16. This is Darren Lobb in the DPR car coming over the line, and don't think he's found any improvement with that time on the board. So just a minute to go before we take ourselves over, and this is where the track is situated. This is Ontario, Canada. You can see just above the Great Lakes and down onto the circuit. You can see the track runs in that clockwise direction going from the north to the south and back to the north again, heading through very, very tough corners like Clayton turn 2, Quebec turn 3, and the Stirling Moss corner turn number 5, through the Mario Andretti straightaway to the S's, and then White's corner turn number 10. It's only a 3.9 kilometre lap, but it goes so very quickly, with only about 175 metres on the run down to turn number 1 out on track. But qualifying all but over at the moment. So your grid is as follows. Jordan Caruso then for the team is on pole position. Madison Down is alongside with Sam Blacklock and Adam Briggs 3rd and 4th. Jared Filsell starts 5th with Jake Burton alongside him in 6th position. Corey Shepherd starts 7th with Tom Freer in 8th. Then it's Jake Maloney and Thomas Hinz who round out the top 10.
So from row 6, we've got Corey Preston and Kurt Stenberg, Kyle Stokes to Steve Jansen, Brian Borg to Darren Lobb on row 9th, Michael Rosenblatt to Kenneth Ladder, Christian Smart and Andrew Dyson rounding out the top 20.
And then we continue to cycle on back through the screen. Thomas Millen 21st, he's alongside Clint Shane Smith. Then you got Damien Johnstone and Henri Michaela there in 24th. Mitch Bolton, Jack Widders, Alex Court, Sam Collins, Josh Morris and Greg Sharp make 30 in the final couple of drivers then on screen. We Javier Soto and Brady Myers, who did not set a time. So Brady with it all to do here in this race. Cold track as well, 21 degrees. This is going to be a tall order for these drivers today. We're racing for about 150 kilometers worth of action, 38 laps, 1 mandatory pit stop having to be taken with the fuel tanks restricted at 80% here today. So that's going to be something worth keeping in mind on how these drivers are all going to get themselves up and through the order. But this is a track where you've got to make sure keep yourself in the front pack. Getting yourself caught up and entwined in battles will definitely cost you any opportunity of gaining more places than you think that you can get. But for Jordan Caruso, he's definitely got a lot of pace to offer here at the front of the field. And there's the green, there's the go, and let's get ourselves going. Slow start in the DPR car for Brady Myers. They're off at the start. Sorry, no, that's Adam Briggs, sorry. They're off at the start. He's already down into 11th place and has been challenged by Thomas Hinz. It's unchallenged at the front, though, for Caruso as drivers fight themselves away through. Filsell behind here. Jake Burton going on through in the early stages, but a nice clean start for everyone going through. No dramas have yet to speak.
Yeah, just catching him now. Come through Quebec corner, so still really cold tyres. Bit of slipping and sliding around as they shoot along the Mario Andretti straight to Moss's corner.
Well, Mario Andretti straight comes after Moss corner, so that's going to be key in terms of how they pick up the run out of Moss. And now they start to attack here as they go through. Oh, car around in the background there. I think that's McMillan who's gone around into the wall. There's Mitch Bolton there who has ploughed into the tyres. And yes, Thomas McMillan caught up and involved in the accident there, right in the rear of the field. So that was not part of the plan as they went on through. But you've got the likes of Stenberg, Hinz, all there in this pack, and of course the recovering Adam Briggs will want nothing more than to get in and getting more progress through this field. At the moment you can see how they all just slew through this section of track, and it's a very big train to start this field off here as 1 lap of 38 immediately scored as complete the top 3 trying to break away in these early stages. Madison Down wanting a good run here because Jake Burton, of course, leads the championship. A half look down the inside from Briggs to get through on Stenberg. That one doesn't work.
Yeah, not too much movement in that top 5. Madison Down still sticking right on the back there of Jordan Caruso. Just got on board now of Jared Filsell looking back at Jake Burton.
Yes, and Filsell will want to get through quickly here. Up on the brakes, he's going to look to the inside to get this one sorted. Oh, up on the curb, little bit of a wiggle there, and that's compromised the run. Filsell has to stay behind in the United car, and just like that, he's now looking behind him. There is Tom Freer in the Pursuit Sim Racing car. They had such a good run of things right now, and onto the back of Jared Filsell goes Tom Freer, lifts out of it then on the brakes into the right, does not want to run into the rear, and especially not because of who is behind. You've got Jake Maloney and Corey Shepherd both there, trying to get themselves involved. And look at this from Shepherd down the inside of Jake Maloney, trying to get it done. We didn't quite get it, and it's looking like it's being defended hard by Maloney, who just about holds it.
Yeah, super impressed by seeing Jared Filsell up there. So not forgetting he did take a little bit of time off with a broken wrist, so great to see him back out there. Oh, big slide from Corey Preston. So they're really pushing hard on these cold tyres.
Absolutely, Corey Preston would love nothing more than to gain those positions. Motum simulation replay then up on screen for you. This is Shepherd down the inside, and this is what cost him the run. 2 tyres up there on the curb. He effectively decided to do a little bit of tricks with that Mustang, and then there was Preston trying to get it done at turn 1, but carrying the pace around the outside. It was well held by Corey Shepherd to remain in 8th place. Staying on replay then, this is what happened on lap 1 with Thomas McMillan and co, with Caruso having the fastest lap. So McMillan coming up the hill here, just on the brakes, and oh, it's a big concertina effect there, and ultimately Bolton runs into the side as well, into that section. The uphill trying to save you into that section, but it just didn't work out for those two.
Yeah, super unfortunate for Bolton, being the innocent victim in that. Just catching some on board of Jake Burton and Jared Filsell, so it does look like Caruso down and Blacklock have put about a second into Jake Burton, so yeah, he'll want to just up that pace a little bit and bring that gap back down.
Well, that's going to be very crucial, and that pace is going to be all about trying to get back into range. Sam Blacklock in 3rd, Madsen down in 2nd, Jordan Caruso with the race lead here at the moment. The gap half a second at the front. Madsen down has to stay in range with car number 8 in this field, and Caruso, one of those stars for the future, worth keeping in mind here as we see all of these drivers making runs through this section up the hill into the double right here of Moss. This is Darren Lobb we're focusing on behind Stevie Janssen right now, trying to get that 13th position all locked away, but for the time being this has been an incredibly clean race start. Nobody getting anywhere near close enough to make the place that's needed, because they're stuck in effectively a draft train where overtaking is all reliant about not having a car in front that's in range. Look at Filsell go though on the back of Jake Burton, but again, not quite there.
Well, just catching a few moves through that last corner. I think that was on Thomas Hinz, so yeah, a little bit quieter than what we expected, but still very early on in the race, so I reckon there'll still be a few more moves done.
That was Hinz getting through on Corey Shepherd then, as we catch the replay of how that one all came about. So this is Jake Burton on the back with Jared Filsell into turn number 1. There's a nose at the inside, and you know what? Jake Burton decides to let him have it, does not want to risk anything in this race, so deciding there to let him go through. Let's get a better look at it then from this perspective, and this is Filsell getting a great run out to the final corner, was really tucked up underneath, left it late, and Burton just lisking out wide, and ultimately Jared Filsell does not take a second opportunity.
Yeah, excellent work by Filsell. It's a very short straight and almost, you could say, curve, so yeah, very good to get that nose in and to get that done on Jake Burton.
Yep, a good move, but you can see there are moves all over the place. Briggs has been stuck lap on lap here behind Kurt Stenberg. Car number 7 against car number 15. DPR versus Trans-Tasman as they go into this right-hand final corner of white, as now they start pushing over towards turn 1. And again, Adam Briggs struggles coming out to that section and drops a little bit of time. Stenberg taking a wider line there through the opening section. That's not going to help too much. There are still a few vortices and turbulences, not much, but enough that's going to make life just that little bit tougher in terms of trying to keep yourself in a margin. Do want to look at this down the inside, because this is Thomas Hinz trying to find a way through on Corey Preston, side by side coming out of the Quebec corner. Down the hill they will now, well, rise up then down here at turn number 4. Preston holding the nose on the inside, but the double right's all Thomas Hinz. Preston's out wide and ultimately still trying to hold it, but Hinsey going to rub into the door of him, and ultimately Preston a big slide and just about saves it.
Yeah, excellent work by Hinz, keeping it aggressive and getting the nose in. Oh, we've just seen Kyle Stokes come off there, so Might have to catch a replay on that, and yeah, we'll just see this modem simulation replay.
You can see, he's just gone a bit too deep into the corner and trying to gather it up. Oopsie daisy for the Synergy Sim Racing driver. That's not gone well for Kyle Stokes. He's now back down in at 29th position. Shepherd, oh, Preston's hard into the tyres in the final corner. So Corey Preston then, another race where it has not gone right for him. What on earth has happened there? Has to do a flick spin to get going. And there you can see the likes of Jack Widders down on the lane. Kyle Stokes down in the pits as well. Preston finally gets himself going. There's smoke billowing out of Soto's car at the moment. So happened at the same time. So let's get a look at this. So Preston, oh, he got a turn from Stenberg. They're going through the final corner. That was clumsy going through that section. Let's have another look at it then. So Stenberg on the brakes. Oh, he just piles in too deep. And just like that, bang, there's the contact. And then Jack Widders has his own moment here, doesn't hold the brake. And then when he finally does, everyone's arriving on the scene. Oh, that's a terrible flick spin. Bang, bang, bang. That is a terrible flick spin from Jack Widders.
Yeah, seems like both of them were sitting on the racing line, so yeah, it's super, super tricky, and yeah, you could say a bit too ambitious trying to pin a flick spin in that spot of the track.
And it's all disaster at this point. Javier Soto has retired the car, which means that Jordan Caruso has control of this one. But look at this mid-pack right now. That's Janssen having to defend from, I believe that's Brian Morgan. You've got Brady Myers in the middle of this. Remember, he started at the very back of the field. Has been trying to meticulously pick his way through, and he gets another one on the DPR car going down the inside of Andrew Dyson to pick up that place. So Brady Myers now needing to negotiate traffic nicely at this stage, and we're seeing here this is all of these drivers in the mid-pack. They know that strategy is going to be key. Christian Smart and Damian Johnstone nose to tail, as they were last night in Super Split 2. But there is Brian Borg struggling on the outside then of Quebec corner and through turn 4. Oh, the commitment from Borg. Smart lifted out.
Yeah, excellent work with Borg. They're keeping the boot in and just edging that nose in. Oh, Damian Johnston just collecting the side there of Brady Myers, but managed to keep going.
Wow. And that was 2 tyres. Andrew Dyson. Oh my word, he saw a gap and he very nearly went Brian Hunter-Ray trying to get that one going. It did not work as he went on through, but ultimately that was all caused by Damian Johnstone trying to send one in on his teammate, and ultimately the door firmly shutting. No team orders at Gone Road, clearly, and Brady Myers got a freebie for all of that as they went on through. So some brilliant fighting here in the middle of the pack. We're going to catch a replay of this move happening. You can see there, Johnstone on the inside has to lift out of it for fear of running into the side of his teammate, and Brady Myers gets a freebie, but this is Dyson being pretty much sent to a place he definitely did not want to be battling.
Very lucky there for Brady Myers, but such a narrow track, even taking more so on the grass. So.
Well, that was Dyson on the grass, so Andrew Dyson doing well. This is Brady Myers in the Logitech G Altus Esports car, now trying to find a way on Christian Smart. This one for 15th place, up the hill, lap 9 of 38. We're already a quarter of the way through this race, down the hill and a big slide. That's not going to help in terms of getting back into the range. You can see the gap to the leader already, almost 15 seconds right now for Brady Myers. It's a long race in terms of getting exactly what is needed for him, but look at Johnstone coming back at him then after that poor run. Here comes the little look then maybe to the inside. Myers is a lot later on the brakes. There's no harm, no foul with that one going on. Some brilliant drives so far in the field. One of them has been Tom Freer, and in comes Brady Myers. He's going for the early stop. He wants nothing to do with these drivers.
Yeah, might be a wise choice there by Brady Myers. Get that overlap in, get that clean air out. It does look like the elbows are out with a lot of these mid-pack. Oh, and just word coming through that he's missed his pit box. So that, yeah, those extra seconds are crucial, and that is going to cost him.
Well, he started so far back in the field that he was probably expecting a grid slot maybe a little bit later. It's right on the entry. You have to be so alert for it, and Brady Myers simply wasn't, and that's cost him a number of seconds here in this one, but he'll have the fresh rubber to try and get those seconds back. So we'll see how he plays out. This is Janssen we're on board with at the moment, trying to get close to Michael Rosenblatt in 12th position. It says Holden on the back of the car, and that is factually correct as they go on through. Darren Lobb currently in 11th position, just in front of the pair of them right now as they fight. But Steve Janssen close at the moment, heading into turn 8. Then there's a spinner, and is that Preston again, who's gone around potentially? It looks like it here as we look at Moss Corner, and he was with Thomas McMillan of all people, so two very combustible people moving on through this left into the right of Moss. Let's see what happens then. Preston on the brakes, up the hill. Has he gone a little deep? Yeah, tyres there in the grass, and he's done very well to avoid everyone.
Yeah, very unfortunate there, Jake. I was just trying to catch some of the live footage. Potentially might still be nursing some damage there, so possibly making the car a little bit more difficult to get rotated.
Always going to be very difficult. Janssen again looking like he is well placed to try and get this move done. Looking down turn 4 and trying to stay within that range to make something happen. On the brakes, up the hill. Now it's all about picking up a run. If you haven't got a nose to the inside, he sits and waits and now puts the power on the exit. And that was a good run from Steve Janssen. Michael Rosenblatt will have to be careful here in this section, trying to look at how brilliant this battle is. You can see the gap, a car length closing down to no car length, and now there's a nose down at the inside here for Steve Janssen, who hits the brakes, and Rosenblatt lets him go on the outside nose. Not to fight it there with Janssen side by side. They're only on lap 11 now, starting lap 12 of this event. The race lead now 1.2 seconds for Jordan Caruso, as we see a very injured Josh Morris here, looking like he's trying to get through. Let's catch a replay of this then, and what has happened to Morris. This is a part for position by, that's Sam Collins even, that we were looking at right now, losing a position out, no, that's Kurt Stenberg there in 19th. It's the car in front that he's fighting right now. As you can see, down to the inside, Kurt Stenberg gets the move done, gets the move sorted, goes on through. This is Sam Collins actually in the number 32 class. So Sam Collins there, just dropping back a place.
Yeah, seeing a lot of moves now come through from the Mario Andretti straight away into the S's. So yeah, people not wanting to get those elbows in, trying to get these passes done on the straight, nice and clean, no car contact.
And no car contact is very, very crucial for Sam Collins. New driver to Team Hyperdrive, looking to try and get through. That's what confused me a little bit. Jake Burton has not fallen away, though, in the battle 4th and 5th with Jared Filsell, both of whom about 4 seconds here off your race leader, Jordan Caruso. Madsen down has stayed in and around 1 second. Sam Blacklock 7/10 of a second back on that pack. But Sam Blacklock, I think, is in the best position right now for this race lead as we watch Filsell and Burton, because he's in that draft saving fuel a lot closer than down is to Caruso. So Blacklock maybe could be well placed after a 5th place finish in the second race at Motorsport for Scops last night. Could be looking at podium, could be looking at potentially race win if he's got it all together.
Yeah, still a few names as well from Scops last night. So Madison down was so strong as well. So yeah, this is really heating up to be quite a ripper of a race.
Exactly, and now into Moss Corner they come along once again. There's Adam Briggs in 9th, trying to get past Thomas Hinz in 8th position out on the road. So at the moment, the RA2 car, Zoom sponsorship on the back. You see Adam Briggs in the DPR Mustang trying to really chase down here Thomas Hinz, who is very much like a stone pitbull at times in terms of the way that he scowls across the circuit and tries to get himself going forward. Briggsy not close enough just yet to get himself there, but you can see him closing up in the apex there. He really does love that turn 8. And into 9 and 10, he's not going to be quite there, but we're now getting takers onto the lane, and that's Jake Maloney making the early call. He took a very late call last night when it came to Motorsport. Today, he's going early, lap 14.
Yeah, hopefully it's a move that may pay off for Jake Burton. So just seeing who else is going to pull in, but it looks like the majority is still sticking out there at the moment.
Absolutely, that is Sam Collins on screen right now in the 32 machine. He has just lost the place to Mark 1's Kenneth Latter, so that is Latter gaining the position. And He'll be looking well. Brian Borg right now, though, looking to try and get through in the Premier Racing Team car here against Michael Rosenblatt with that factually correct Holden at the moment. It looks like Michael could do with a team at any point, and with results like this, I think Michael Rosenblatt would be a great little addition to a team in the mid to late at the moment. I would say Gone Rogue would do wonders with Michael Rosenblatt.
Yeah, he's putting on an absolute stormer of a race at the moment in 12th position. So, yeah, hoping to see him stick it out there.
Well, you see here the train starting to form. That's Christian Smart on the back of Brian Borg. And here looks Borg, not yet, though, here at turn number 8. You almost have to play a tactical game of chess at 290 Ks as you go on through these fantastic sections of track. Not at 290 Ks through these corners, but brilliant racing nevertheless. And look at Borg. He's very much in Schrodinger's overtake mode at the moment. Must attack, must defend.
Yeah, Brian Borg is all over that rear bar of Michael Rosenblatt. So, yeah, we'll see how he goes through the sweepers there. Does look like Rosenblatt seems to just edge it out under Briggs, but yeah, with Brian Borg seems to just get those great drives out and gets right in under that draft. Oh,
he's
as I
locked
say
up.
that.
Oh, Christian Smart's got a chance. The lock up into turn 3. Lucky he didn't take the back out of Rosenblatt, and Smart again on the outside. Lifts out of it, does not want to go through yet on Brian Borg, and he is stuck. If you're not going to take the chances as and when they're available, unless he's diving for the inside, he's had to back out of that one late there as Christian Smart. And now look at this. Here looks, of course, one driver trying to get through. This is Andrew Dyson now on Damien Johnstone, trying to get this move sorted, and ultimately he's got himself the draft on the inside. Now you go to NASCAR tactics, trying to get it done. Borg just has the gap over Christian Smart. Behind that, though, is there that move on the inside. We're blocked a little bit by the timing ticker. The move was score complete. So through went Dyson into the place, and in comes Borg and Smart and Johnstone in to make a stop. Oh, no, not on the lane like that. That caught everyone out.
Yeah, unfortunate for Christian Smart. It's it comes from such that fast left-hand corner into the right hand of that pit lane entry, and yeah, washing off all that speed. It does look like he's just slightly outbraked himself.
Just like that. That's Jake Maloney in 20th position right now. He will be gaining the places on the fresh tyres. We're keeping an eye out on him. 4 laps. There's Brady Myers. He's back there in 27th position and gaining as he goes on through. So where's he going to come out in all of this pack at the moment? There is Brian Borg, so he's right in the thick of this one. Right now he's just got ahead of Christian Smart, who's had no luck there in terms of getting through on Clint Shane Smith in the Mustang. So that one definitely not working on the brakes to the right. No, not going to get through there. But Sam Blacklock, try and keep a focus on second and third at the moment, Mr. Director, because look at this. Into the pit comes another driver. I believe this is Madison Down. He was getting caught by Sam Blacklock at a rate of knots, and in comes Thomas Hinz to follow. So both of them are going to try and make their stop. They'll go right down to the end of the lane.
Yeah, it looks like Jordan Crusoe with that clean nose sticking out there, both him and Sam Blacklock as well. So yeah, they seem to think that there's going to be an advantage by sticking out there as long as they can.
And that's going to be the key. It's all about staying out as long as you can, making sure that it's all going to be good. As there is Jake Maloney gaining places, 15th position now. He goes on through. Madison Down out and away, and he has got himself nicely out there on track ahead of Alex Court. So that is a good stop there to get out of drivers who have yet to come in and make a stop. And look how close Maloney is behind. He's gained really nicely over the course of this stint, and I would put Maloney now in that fight with Philsell and Burton here, as still Clint Shane Smith holding off here, one Mr. Christian Smart.
Yeah, Christian Smart pretty desperate to get past. I know he is effectively up the order because he has done that pit. So, and we've just had Jordan Crusoe, so we've spoken slightly too early, but Jordan Crusoe into the pits.
All of them in, a lot of drivers in. Caruso's one of them, Blacklock and Philsell and Burton and Briggs all they come into the pits, and it sounds like it's a Dr. Seuss nursery rhyme as Tom Freer takes the race lead and decides to go on forward. Corey Shepherd as well, having a good run. We're not necessarily at halfway. That's going to come at the end of next lap. So that's going to be something here. There's Madison Down coming out of the pits, and Sam Blacklock's had a fantastic in-lap as he's gone on through. He has jumped Madison Down.
Yeah, absolutely timed to perfection. So well done to Sam Blacklock there. Just seeing who's first on the road now.
Still be Caruso net, but it is Tom Freer who has the lead overall right now. But there is Burton still behind Phil Sell. Maloney should be somewhere in the background. There he is, right at the back end of shots. So look at this. Madison Down was not expecting to come back out in third. He thought he made the right call to come in on the lane, get the fuel, get the tyres, get going again. But ultimately now, stuck behind a Sam Blacklock with everything to prove at Altus, with numbers depleted after the departures of the two Warren brothers, departures in their international field, the likes of Tutler and co. But down on the inside, can't quite get there, Madison Down. He knows how well Sam Blacklock drives, the two of them very good mates, former teammates, those two at Trans-Tasman. But Sam Blacklock wanting to prove that he has improved, he has progressed, and he's now got to stay not only with Madison Down behind him, but keeping on going through as Freer and Shepherd both dive down in onto the lane. That gives the lead to Henri Michaela.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jake. Altus will be pretty pumped with how Sam Blacklock is going. He's absolutely nailing it.
He's doing a brilliant job at the moment, but it's such a tough defence at the moment as we see tree upon tree there from the aerial perspective. Sam Blacklock, though, still having a good run at this point in time. Down turn number 4, then back up the hill for turn 5. You can see at the moment Logitech versus the Virtual Racing School in terms of the sponsor battle here, but Madison Down gets a wiggle coming through the corner, and that costs. But there is Michaela right in front of Jordan Caruso and co at the moment. He has the ability to fight for position, but if his old tyres compared to Caruso's new tyres are anything to go by right now here, Nick, you're probably going to be looking at Caruso going through quickly. Car 16 around, that's Darren Lobb in the DPR car.
Yeah, Jake, Darren Lobb having problems again. So, yeah, DPR seem to have a few cars.
We're going to stay on this just for a moment here as we see Thomas McMillan and Corey Preston then having their scrap going through as he got the inside. Oh, you bet he has. Up and under tries McMillan, and he's not going to find it there. So Corey Preston gaining the place well. Henri Michaela dives down onto pit lane. Does he? No, he's staying out. Oh, no! Blacklock into Michaela, into the wall, and Blacklock's race is all but over.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not what you want to see collecting a slower car, and with the rejoin as well. So lucky to not take anyone out there, but yeah, Henri Michaela may have caused that problem there with, yeah, there was a pretty big speed differential. Jordan Caruso did manage to get through cleanly, but yeah, Henri Michaela almost a sitting duck in that.
Well, you can see here, this is Caruso down the inside at turn 2. Michaela stuck on that outside line. He will be naturally compromised through that, but he puts the power down on the exit, and that's a case of Blacklock just running slightly too deep. That was the natural racing line, yes, but he just runs deep, and Blacklock, who could have been staring at a race victory here today, ultimately now finds himself in a world of hurt. There's another look. Bang, a little bit of contact, nothing wrong with Henri Michaela in that situation. Blacklock was just pushing.
Yeah, you could almost say that it's the commentator's curse. We were mentioning how strong Sam Blacklock was looking. Hopefully he can possibly edge it back into a top 5 position, but yeah, Jake Burton is quite a few seconds off.
Look at this, Freer and Maloney and Hinz all in a fight. Remember, Maloney has got the oldest tyres of anybody in this pack. Tom Freer has the freshest and is through at the moment, but Maloney diving here at Quebec, and he's not quite there. There's a bit of, oh, that's Sam Blacklock. He's retiring the car. So Sam Blacklock will be retiring the car from this race. He is out. Overall, the damage is too much to deal with here as he ends on lap 21 out of 38. 18 laps here to go. Now 17 and a half, if not 17 and a little bit, as they go on through. Tom Freer just holding the train up then. 6th, 7th, 8th on the road.
Yeah, very unfortunate to see Sam Blacklock retire. You can imagine that he'd be absolutely fuming. But yeah, as you were saying before on Henry Michaela, that was a really, really strong move that, yeah, was probably a little bit thinking that Henry might have was going to stick out of the way there. So yeah, very unfortunate incident.
It's unfortunate, but those are the ways of sim racing, and your race can end just like that. Jordan Caruso has gained so much off of Henry Michaela, actually. He's got the gap out now to 2.5 seconds here in this field. Phil Sell on the podium in 3rd, Burton in 4th, and Tom Freer now in 5th place. So this is for a top 5. And look at Thomas Hinz down Clayton's corner, turn number 2. No runoff like there is in the new layout of this circuit. This is an older scan of this place, but I think it's actually more difficult of a challenge here, Nick, that we've got all the grass on the outside instead of runoff. It really does preface that you have to be pinpoint accurate around here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Clayton Corners definitely takes no prisoners. If you're off that line or just tap the brakes while you've got the car fully loaded up, yeah, you will spear off into the grass, and it's a very, very short run-up. We saw, as of last night as well, a lot of cars into that tyre barrier causing retirements.
Here comes Thomas Hinz on the outside, looking to get the move all sorted up here, and he goes on the brakes around the outside, looking for this one. Maloney, though, there with that inside through 8, has to keep himself there at 9. He'll have the inside at 10. Big wide line taken, and Thomas Hinz, well, he'll look a bit gooseberry after that one, because he thought he had that underlocking key, had to lift out of it. He'll now start looking at 1, defended hard there by Maloney, who took a very tight line through the corner and knows that turn 2's not a place you go and attack. But he's trying to look anyway, and he's not quite there.
Yeah, great work, Maloney there, shutting the door on Thomas Hinz, and yeah, what an awesome scrap between the two of them as we just see them come out of Quebec corner now. Lining up for the straight. Can Thomas Hinz get that draft and get this move done?
Well, this is the question that needs to be asked here in this battle. 6th and 7th on the road, up the hill, trying to have a little go at this one. Maloney not in a position to make that one go away as such, but he has got himself enough of a buffer margin that he's safe for this next corner, so he'll be happy with that at the moment in this 6th position on the road. Hinzy, though, just closing up under brakes, but again, not going to be there. Got some brilliant scraps up and down this order, with drivers everywhere hoping they're going to get that 1 extra position here out on track. 3rd and 4th looking like it starts to become a bit of a hot topic as well. Here is Maloney still going through turn number 1, having a great run of things at this stage in time, but it's just a little bit further up the road that I want to turn my attention to, if that is possible, because you've got Jared Philsell in 3rd, Jake Burton there in 4th position. That's 1st, that's 2nd, and look at the gap between 3rd and 4th. It's still about half a second to 6/10 right now, and Jake Burton has to just stay with Philsell here for that podium position. Keep the damage limitation going for Madison Down.
Yeah, just watching the timing screens between these two, just stretching a little bit and then closing back. So yeah, you'd almost think if Jake Burton can just get a few consistent more laps together, he should be close enough to feel that draft of Jared Philsell.
Another good run from Thomas Hinz. He's got a great opportunity. Holden versus Ford. And a Mustang here using the grunt, trying to get close enough here. Has a nose to that inside now here on Jake Maloney. Can he get it done on the inside? But again, Maloney using all of that turn available to hold it around the outside. Every which way he looks now. I want to ask now, how on earth does Thomas Hinz make that move? He's tried the inside and he's tried the outside, and both haven't worked.
Yeah, you'd almost think that Maloney driving a truck or something, he's keeping that Holden Commodore super, super wide and just keeping Hinzy there at bay.
It's almost like 2 trucks on the interstate trying to overtake each other, and what you really see then is, oh, I've got nothing to do but twiddle my thumbs for about 300 miles as I see these two try and overtake for an eternity in 3 years as they go on through. But Thomas Hinz knows that he's got to try and get that move done sooner rather than later in terms of this battle as he hits the brakes and goes through the next right up at Moss Corner, and again so tucked up underneath, but again he's thinking about how do I get this move. They are losing time to Tom Freer, that gap a second and a half through all the battling that's been going on. Adam Briggs is only 1.2 seconds back now off of these drivers, and here is Thomas Hinz. We get a whole mouthful of trees that we get to look at right now. Hinzy down the inside here, Maloney trying to hold that outside line. This has been well worked for the longest of times, but around the outside of 9 is always tough. Has he still got a nose for it? Yes, he does. Diving down at 10, but the next corner, turn 1's good, but if he can hold it around the outside, can Maloney, then turn 2, always going to favour him as that downhill one-line soups all corner of Clayton's corner. You can see here from Adam Briggs' perspective right now, they're still going to be side by side down here. Hinzy's trying everything to stay in line, and I think he may just still have a nose here towards turn 3, or has he just run out of track? He's just run out of track.
Yeah, you can see them running side by side, taking those solo on. So Adam Briggs now right on the back there of Thomas Hinz there. So he potentially might be the big winner in all this and pull himself into contention.
Well, it's all about these three at the moment in terms of this three-car scrap. Got some great battles down the order, as well as, remember, Adam Briggs was the latest of these three to come down and make the stop. So he's got the fresh rubber, and he should be able to breathe by. But Maloney proving that he is a tough cookie to crumble at this stage. Again now to the outside this time. Tries Thomas Hinz to get this one done, and he'll go the long way around trying to make it work. If he's got the inside for 9, then this time he can surely have the run that he wants. But again, Maloney has confidence there of taking that outer parabola, and just like that, it's done well. And there, trying to stick a nose in, was Adam Briggs, and Hinzy is half attacking, half defending into turn 1. Maloney has to take the wide line.
Yeah, possibly Adam Briggs might add an extra factor into this battle. Yeah, it's almost a picture-perfect quality of a copy of every time coming through those S's at the end. They almost seem to put the same moves on each other every lap, so I'm sure they have an absolute ball there.
Oh, this is frustration station for Thomas Hinz, who has just been stuck in a quagmire at this stage, trying to get himself going into this battle, but he knows that he's got to get it done quickly. He knows that Maloney has just been so sturgeon in his performance here, and there's not much you can really argue against in terms of this battle. Jake Maloney has done wonders so far in this, and look who's in the background there. That's Corey Shepherd, who would love nothing more than to get onto the back of this one as well. Again, Thomas Hinz looking to the outside as he tries to get himself a way to go through, and he looks again at the long way to make it happen, and he goes through that fantastic turn 8. He's now got to be selfish here at turn 9, and you can see there again running that wide line, almost a pit line there from Jake Maloney, covers off that run. Almost like Thomas Hinz has got to hit the brakes earlier through that section and maximise turn 10.
Almost looking like a stunt team coming through those S's. Lots of sliding and stuff through that S's there. So unfortunately, yeah, Hinzy having to sit back in again. You can imagine now he's got the pressure from Adam Briggs from behind, and so also their dicing is now letting Corey Shepherd just chip away at this three-car train.
1.6 seconds now for Corey Shepherd. He was nearly a whole second quicker through all of that battling, and he has got even fresher tyres again compared to all of these drivers. But as we have seen, it's the old Murray Walker analysis that you can say catching's one thing, passing, it seems, in this race has been another.
Yeah, looking like at this stage of the race that pitting later is giving you that slight edge up over the rest. So as we see, Hinzy again taking the outside on that corner. Again,
but it's a case of trying the same thing over and over and expecting the same result. This is madness, trying to get himself just pinching one Mr. Jake Maloney, but it's not quite happening here. He's got a good run out to the final corner, though. He'll have a nose to the inside at turn 1 as he goes on through. Now you've got to be brave here, Hinzy. You're going to get by Jake Maloney, who has fantastically defended so far, and down turn number 2. Oh, side by sides they go through. Hinzy's finally got the run, but through the final part again, just carrying that inside line, getting on the power earlier. He's got the move. Now he sends at turn 3, trying to get something good doing, and at the moment it's just it's that level of frustration of being stuck behind and nothing's happening. Adam Briggs doesn't know where to look at this stage. He's in the catbird seat, but that means absolutely nothing at this stage, because Thomas Hinz is attacking every corner. He's got no chance to attack on his own.
Yeah, and as well, just looking as well, so Tom Freer really has gone up the road, so potentially it looks like any chance of getting a higher position is done. So we've only got 8 laps, just over 8 laps to go now. So Hinzy all over the back. Oh, and he's now picked, he is now running up that inside line, so trying his luck with a slightly different tactic there, but yeah, sliding in back behind again.
Oh, this is fascinating battling. There is stuff happening up and down the order. Johnstone and Stenberg, for example, is another little battle that we have been keeping an eye out of the corner of our eyes. That's for 14th and 15th, but these 3 are now going to turn into 4 in just a moment, because there is Corey Shepherd cresting up over the hill like a kaiju behind them right now. This is going to be a very, very tough ordeal for these drivers to go on. They've got 9 laps, which is now 8.5. Go and get something to happen, and I reckon Thomas Hinz here has had a really good crack, and if he was clever and wise about this, maybe he would use those drivers who have those older or those newer tyres to go out there and attack, sacrifice a position now, gain it back later by gaining those places. Hope to see either Maloney come together or something else like that, because it's clear he doesn't have what it takes at the moment to make that move. He's been whittling away like an artisan trying to get this position made, and it's just not happened.
Yeah, you see Maloney taking that defensive line again. It's almost thinking like Hinzy is just trying to pressure Maloney into a mistake, but yeah, as we've seen from the last few races, Maloney very rarely ever makes a mistake. He's keeping that Commodore absolutely planted. You can just see I'm sorry, Jake.
No, it's absolutely fine. You can see how close they are, but again, it's not working. I want to look back at 15th place here for a moment, and Andrew Dyson just for a moment in car number 17, if that's possible, because there is Kenneth Latter at the moment. He's trying to get himself close enough to make a move here on the Mustang. So it's Mustang on Mustang action at this stage as they go on through. And look at this train all behind Christian Smart right now. You've got Johnstone's the rear gunner, Stenberg's there, and then just behind that as well, trying to get through, that's Clint Shane Smith there in the number 13 car. But heading towards turn number 3 of Quebec, all of these drivers come along. This has been a great little mid-pack that we've been seeing today.
Yeah, it's great to see. So not only near the front and yeah, fighting for those top 10 positions, but yeah, plenty of action at the back as well, as we've seen come through Moss's corner. And just catching some live images now of Hinzy again on the back of Maloney, trying again. So Adam Briggs not only with a front row seat watching what's going on behind, but he'll see that flash of green there from Corey Shepherd in behind him in his mirrors.
And this is Groundhog Day for Thomas Hinz. It seems that every attempt he tries, it doesn't get there. They can see these 4 drivers all not close enough yet to make the move either, so they will be stuck in formation trying to get themselves a good run through the order. We also got this at the back. Let's get a Motion Simulation replay. Something's happened here to Greg Sharp in the Stealth Simforce Penrite Commodore at this stage, heading up towards turn number 5. It's always the place where it can easily go wrong. He's gone too deep, as so many have done before. It's a corner which does invite you into the corner and then steals your soul away.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Greg Sharp just overdoing it. It comes from a very high speed, washing off a lot of speed. And then, yeah, it's quite a slow corner, but as we've seen so many times, dropping out that front wheel or the rear wheel, and it'll just absolutely chew you up and spit you out.
Yep, there's Mitch Bolton trying to find and overtake. This is for 24th place with Greg Sharp, and not quite in the right position just yet. But look at this, again around the outside, trying Thomas Hinz, and he's pretty much going to be frustrated at this. He's got the inside here at 9, but again, outside line from Maloney, covers the place, and nearly Adam Briggs deciding it was his time to strike. He's been the patient man waiting through all of this. Hinzy again will get a good run through turn number 1. We've seen this about 3 times in this race at this point. Hinzy down the inside of turn number 1, but again at turn 2, this is Maloney's corner every day of the week. And now if you're Adam Briggs, you've got to follow here pretty quickly, make sure the door ain't shut on you, and again he's not quite there to make that happen. This is really, really cool close quarters battling, but again, they're not making any moves. It's all for naught at the moment.
Yeah, so close, but so far we did see just in those last couple of corners on the last lap, Thomas Hinz just had a bumper in front, but unfortunately just on the wrong part of the track to make it stick.
And this has been so frustrating. There is a race leader, by the way. That's Jordan Caruso in the Evolution Racing Team car. He's 3.5 seconds clear now of Madison Down here at the moment, and he has done so well to get that gap after Henri Michaela proved key. Hinzy again to the outside, same story, same recipe, into each other they go as they go on through, and that could be the point that Thomas Hinz gets what he wants. Outside line tracking, now it is side by side through the final corner. Time to strike, Briggsy, if you're in third in the train. Corey Shepherd looking at this, smiling as he rubs his hands together, virtually so to speak, but through turn number 1, Hinzy on the outside, still couldn't do enough.
Yeah, Adam Briggs just sitting in there again,
Oh,
so...
look at this! Down the inside of turn 2 he tries, but around the outside holding the line is well done. Briggsy with a lot of opposite lock, trying to keep it pointed straight, and ultimately it is still all positions manned.
Yeah, running side by side, so Briggs just not being able to get through. He looks like he has a pace, and same with Corey Shepherd as well. If it was any other 2 people battling, there should be able to be a shoe-in, but...
Getting a motor simulation replay here. This is Kenneth Latter behind Andrew Dyson at the moment, heading through the right of turn number 1, and we've just seen him drop off of the timing sheets here out on circuit, so that one looks like that wasn't quite brilliant, but we didn't quite know what just happened there. But continuing onwards, side by side around the outside again, trying Hinzy, inside 9, outside 10, but still trying to get this run. Has he finally found the magic formula? No, inside for turn 1 at the moment. The Jake Maloney is having to work hard here, and Briggs is going to have to try and follow him through this opening corner. Still nothing, door to door. Fantastic stuff. Inside for Hinz at 2 though. Has he got enough down on the inside to make Maloney hang out to dry like yesterday's washing? He's gone and done it. At long last, he's gone and done it. Has to defend turn 3 though, and everybody now will jump on the chance to attack Maloney.
Oh, we can't pop that cork too early. Maloney could, wind him back on the straights, but it does look like Hinzy's been able to make it stick. Can we now see Adam Briggs get this move done as well?
Well, you can see just how close they all are. Head through turn 4, and now Steve Janssen on the back of this one. This train goes all the way back now to 10th place as they all go on through. Look at how much time they've lost. 8 seconds Thomas Hinz has lost trying to fight away past that very tricky customer, Jake Maloney. Adam Briggs' turn though. He'll go the outside of the Bianti's model car sponsored machine, and look at this, the boxing could have just worked out for Briggs. Absolutely fantastic. Look at all the marbles on the back of Adam Briggs' car, and he's got himself on the outside. Inside for turn 10 for Jake Maloney, who gets up on 2 wheels, slightly into each other they go, and holds the place. Here looks Corey Shepherd.
Yeah, Maloney again holding that inside line to he's absolutely untouchable when he holds that inside on the last turn there. So Corey Shepherd.
Oh, Briggsy looking for the inside. That was brave, but not enough as they go on through. This is stellar from these drivers fighting in the top 10, looking for this one to go. And get this, they could fight forever, but they don't have that luxury. This is where crunch time comes into play, Nick. There's 3 laps to go.
Yeah, so Maloney just being defeated by 1 Mustang, now has 3, all on his tail, all on fresher tyres as well. So this will be the longest 2 laps, I reckon, of his week.
Oh, this has been the longest race of his week by a country mile at this stage. It has been a exercise in difficult battling. You also got this one right now as Damien Johnstone is desperately trying to keep back Kurt Stenberg here to protect his teammate Christian Smart for 12th position on the road. So Stenny trying to get himself close enough. He's from Perth in Western Australia, trying to get himself close enough. Those are the leaders at the moment, and that is the lapped Henri Michaela now going on through that they've just passed. So at the moment, Jordan Caruso in total control, 3 seconds ahead with 2 laps to go. That's Tom Freer in 5th position, and then you've got 6th place on back. Maloney is already a second back of Thomas Hinz, who's finally got himself clear, but Adam Briggs next wanting to go through.
Yeah, just catching Jake Maloney again, managing to hold his ground. So yeah, quite fortunate now. Not too many laps to go. So Adam Briggs running out of time. It does look like Corey Shepherd and Steve Jensen, I think it is, behind him. So they are now far enough away that he can get a move done, and it looks like he might not get taken out. So
well, he's having a really good showcase of things at the moment. Jake Maloney here, he's looking good. Kenneth Latter has found the back of Andrew Dyson, almost having a big moment there. Down turn number 4, and they're all nice and dandy as they move on up through the field, on the brakes, through the right. 1 lap to go, and nearly into each other they go right now. Here looks Briggsy around the outside of Jake Maloney, and at the moment, if you can get the Sandman out, Maloney is still holding on at this moment in time, and you can see on the brakes, in through this next left corner, again he's got it all covered. Corey Shepherd's got to go aggressive. Janssen has got to go aggressive here on this final lap. They can't take prisoners at this stage. They must go full out for this one at this stage. It's been so clear cut to watch that Jake Maloney has put on a defensive masterclass, even though he has lost 1 place in all of this battle, but he has been the most frustrating character, more frustrating than Vitaly Petrov was to Fernando Alonso in 2010. Big slide as he goes through turn 3 and tries to gather it back up again. He's got work to do, but we haven't seen much of this driver because he's pulled away at the front of the field, and nobody's had any ability to look otherwise at how good he's been. Jordan Caruso goes through the final 2 corners. What a young star he is proving to be for Evolution Racing Team. It is lights to flag as he gets himself a wonderful race victory here at Motorsport. There's Madison down in 2nd, and it will be Jared Filsell who will come home in 3rd place through all of that. Look back to that 6th, 7th battle. That's Tom Freer in 5th coming over the line. There's Hinz in 6th. And behind that, Jake Maloney, I think, has got it all sorted with a nice, neat bow for 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th as they go on over the line.
I think Jake Maloney can breathe easy. I imagine his sim would be full of sweat right about now. He's defending absolutely non-stop.
Oh, brilliant work. Johnstone trying to slide it back through, but he can't get there. Oh, good effort, Damien, but Steady's got your number.
Yeah, what an exciting overtake. So great work there by Stenberg as well. So we're just catching the last. We'll just see this modem simulation replay.
Well, this is Kenneth Latter that we're looking at right now, and it looks like he was trying to have a fight here with Andrew Dyson. It looks like as they go on through turn number 8. This would have been on the penultimate lap, you would have felt, as they went on through. So let's see, through the right of turn 9, was there a look to the inside of 10? There was. Oh, cheeky as they went on through there. Dyson just leaving the door half ajar, and just like that, Kenneth Latter takes a freebie, and that was, I would say, not his corner.
Yeah, Andrew Dyson, lucky there to not lose too many positions, coming home in 17th. So yeah, did start in 20th, so did make up a few positions tonight. But yeah, great work by Andrew Dyson.
Let's get the official classified results then from this race at Motorsport. The championship looking interesting after this. Jordan Caruso picks up the winners. Holden Commodores took the top 5 spots. So Caruso beats out Madison Down in second position. Third would go to Jared Filsell, with Jake Burton in fourth position. Tom Freer, a very, very quiet top 5, but he'll take that to the bank and cash it. Thomas Hinz, he spent 15 laps trying to get by Jake Maloney. He finally got his reward in 6th place, with Maloney, a fantastic drive of the day performance for me, in 7th, with Adam Briggs in 8th. Corey Shepherd behind that in 9th, and behind that as well, Steve Janssen, just at the scene a little bit too late. He's 10th.
So we've got an 11th position, Brian Borg, Christian Smart, Kurt Stenberg, Damian Johnson. Great work by Damian Johnson. 15th, Kenneth Latta, Brady Myers, Andrew Dyson, as we saw in that last lap accident, in 17th, Clint Shane Smith, Darren Lobb, and Corey Preston rounding out the top 20.
Corey Preston got himself into a few troubles here today, none of which was necessarily his own accord. Quiet night for Alex Court. He finishes in 21st position, with Sam Collins in 22nd. Then you got Mitch Bolton and Greg Sharp, with Josh Morris in 25th position. The last finisher on the leading lap was Thomas McMillan, but it took him forever and an eternity to get over the line, as Henri Michaela and Michael Rosenblatt both finished 1 lap down. Issues for Rosenblatt in the second half of the event. And your retirees after contact with Henri Michaela, Sam Blacklock, Javier Soto got caught up in the Jack Widders accident after his flick spin. And there is Kyle Stokes and Jack Widders, also both out after the flick spin on lap number 7. But some fantastic racing that we have just seen here today, and there's going to be a lot more in for the next time that we come back to racing. We'll be here in 1 week's time for more racing action, as we traditionally do when it comes into this one, because we're going to the international layout of the brand new Silverstone for round 5. That's going to promise to be a good race. The only place you can catch that is on the iRacing Esports Network. If you have not already, make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe for more amazing sim racing content, not just from us at SimSpeed TV, but from all of the affiliated partners of the iRacing Esports Network, that being RaceSpot TV, the Global Sim Racing Channel, Apex Racing TV, Podium Esports, all of whom have done a wonderful job of putting together great sim racing time and time again. But with thanks to Motum Simulation for sponsors of the replay, from Jay Kennedy on the cameras and Nick Skirajev alongside me, I have been Jake Berry. And in the highest soft of the season so far, Jordan Caruso shows maturity beyond his years. It was a dominant display at the front, and he knew what he needed to do. Get a gap and get driving cleanly. And he just put one on the reigning champion, the 10-time winner, the 3-time Scots winner, and arguably the championship leader as well. Brilliant action, and it heads to Silverstone in 1 week's time.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now. He's got traction. He's going the outside of both of them. Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson. Anderson's up to
Oh
him.
my God! Oh, big crash. Oh my goodness, half the field's going to get rolled.
Second very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly.
Oh, there we go.
Oh no! That's massive!
This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh my God.
God, what?